one of the most important things that you have in life is your point of view. And it's important because that's your experience of things, that's how you see things. And a lot of people will try to take you out of your point of view and try to tell you things aren't right or tell you that something isn't true. But you have to always keep your point of view precious because um, you don't want someone to be leading you down the wrong road or something like that. And it's so easy to do, especially when you get a lot of people telling you different things about a situation. Uh, now, now, your firsthand experience, which is your point of view, is always not is never going to be 100% accurate because we all have blind spots. But it's more accurate than anything else that you could get out there, unless it's like someone that you really can trust. But even then, they might have blind spots with their point of view. So um, you have to always protect your point of view and try to keep it's almost sacred, the way your point of view is. And people will try to sway you. They'll try to say, things are not the way that you think they are, or things are not the way that you seem, or this happened and you might not have seen it, or why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Always trying to say that maybe they know something that you don't, or they might be more knowledgeable of a certain situation than you are, and in certain situations that may be true, but your point of view is always the first thing that you're going to rely on, and then you can go from there. Uh, you just don't want to be somewhere and just listening to this person and then another person tell you their point of view of it, and then another person, and then it just becomes something that is really not. The situation could just change on a head, and that's not really what you want in life. What you want in life is something that try to be on solid ground as much as possible. When you're not on that solid ground and you start getting this information from this person or getting this information from that person, or looking at this thing and looking at that thing, and I mean, that's okay to take into account, but it's not the end all be all. Nothing really is the end all be all, but the closest thing that you have to the end all be all is your point of view. And you don't want your point of view to get tainted by other people's points of view, especially if they're not on the same page as you are. And sometimes people will lead you down. That's how you get led down a path that and then you start to wondering, this is not really what I wanted to do in life. But people and their ideas are so sticky, and when we talk and when we interact with other people, their ideas start to stick on us, and we start to try to, you know and then all of a sudden our reality gets shifted by someone else's views and somebody else's charisma. uh, but I mean, even things that we've seen with our own eyes can be shifted if if the right person with the right type of charisma come in and start to influence you. And I mean, you're gonna have those type of people that come around you and be around you, but if you are aware of these people and aware of what the type of energy that they bring to a certain situation, then you may be swayed for a little moment. But when you get a chance to be by yourself and to think about situate and to think about what your actual point of view is and where you're actually coming from, that's then you want to try to bring yourself back to being grounded and not being out up in the clouds and you know just being tricked and scammed by someone that's just saying that maybe just making up things for all you know, just or maybe just doing it for fun, or any ulterior motive that they might have. People have so many ulterior motives, and there's so much that's going on in life, especially if you live like in a big city in a big city area where it's like really a lot of people around and it's really compressed, then then perspectives and point of views could get curbed so much that you have to eventually try to find some time for yourself so you could get so you could figure out what's actually real and what's actually not, and what's actually just someone just telling you something that's totally not true, or just trying to sway you to what they think about things, or even this just the ideas of everybody is not always the ideas that you want to take in. You could sit there and listen to the ideas and and take the good ones and throw out the bad ones. That's what you have to do. You have to do this. You have to actively do this, because if you are just letting the ideas come in and you're accepting all of them for truth and not really looking at your point of view to see exactly if this person is telling you the truth, then that becomes a part of your psyche. That becomes a part of your point of view. These are ideas that someone else has planted into your head, and it could get so far gone to the point where you don't even remember exactly what your original idea was or what your original plan was. Now, if the person that you're working with or someone you're working with is on the same plane as you, and they are pretty much talking about the same things that you're talking about in life and want to progress and want to have growth, then that's okay. But if it's somebody that's talking about something that's going to lead you down a path, you have to look at that idea and see what's on the other end of that idea, and to see if it's something that you should pull into your awareness. Because the more, and also after you analyze these ideas that you hear from other people, you have to figure out if this is the person that you really want to be around. Because the more you're around people with bad ideas, those ideas will seep into you and become part of your point of view. And once they become part of your point of view, it's very hard to get rid of them. It's very hard to get rid of them, because when they become part of your point of view, you actually think that you came up with those ideas. Ideas someone implanted in your head 10 years ago could still be there, and you forgot that this person even implanted those ideas in your head, because it was done in like a slow process. It was not done all in one day. It was done in a slow process, to the point where now 10 years later you think those ideas are yours. So you actually have to make sure that you keep your ideas and your point of view clear, and don't let it get tainted by bad ideas, because that's when a lot of the problems start coming in and it just becomes hard. So um, I would say that the main thing for you to do out here is just watch the ideas that other people give you, and protect your point of view and your ideas and your awareness like it's gold, because it is, and because it's going to lead you to where you want to be in life, or it could lead you where you don't want to be in life. So it's very important. And if you stayed this long, thanks, and comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.